Hey guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It's time to get into some Sister Wives tea, your favorite kind of tea. Well, the show is not currently on the air, and I know so many of you are going through withdrawal. You love the Browns and you love everything they're up to, whether you hate watch them or love watch them. This family is for sure always in the news, and there's always something to talk about. Fans also find ways to get divided on just about every single topic. Now, a simple post by Christine showing off a flashy outfit that she was wearing for a date night resulted in some fans criticizing her for being what they said was disrespectful and hypocritical. Wow. How could a simple date night go this far down into this? I don't know. But Christine showed off this cute outfit with some sassy red pumps. The jeans and the shirt were apparently part of her LLR collection that she sells on Facebook. And she said on her Instagram post that she was preparing for a date night with Kody. And she says, dressing up for date night is super important, even if you're going for a drive, listening to your favorite songs, embrace sexy. I will say that she looks super cute in this outfit. The jeans are cute. Her pumps are cute. She's just, I don't know. You guys love Christine. So obviously, it got a lot of responses on her social media. Now, some of them were being sort of funny, like, oh, who are you dating? And then they're like, your husband. And people are like giggling about it. And then this is where it kind of goes south, because if you remember on this past season of Sister Wives, one of the biggest issues was that Christine said that she didn't want to live in a single house, and her primary reason for not wanting to share a single home with her sister wives was privacy and not seeing the relationships flaunted of the other sister wives in front of her. Specifically, one of the issues which she brought up was that she didn't want to see Kody leaving for dates. So the home that he had designed had a single entrance, he had said, because he was required to do so for zoning purposes with the city. Because it couldn't be a multi-unit, because it wasn't a multi-unit like building with like separate entrances, Christine took issue with that because she said that if she were in her home, she would be able to see him leaving with his other sister wife, or she would be able to see him getting into a car going onto a date. She took issue with this because she said she didn't like to see that aspect of it. The sister wives also have this, they discussed this season about how they don't generally kiss Kody in front of the other. And so if you remember on Valentine's Day, Kody brought a bunch of the ladies flowers and each one of them gave him a hug, but it was Robin who actually gave him a kiss, and she sort of broke the protocol by kissing him in front of her sister wives. Now, many of the sister wives thought, well, in some instances, it's not a big deal if they kiss goodbye. For instance, when Kody was leaving, when he was at Maddie's birth, remember she went into a sort of false labor and he had to go back to Arizona to take care of some business. He ended up leaving for the airport, and he gave both Christine and Janelle a kiss goodbye. In that instance, they said it's not uncommon to see him kiss his sister wives, especially for a greeting or a goodbye. So it seems they can pick and choose when it bothers them. But this fan took note because she says that this was hypocritical because of the reason why she didn't want to build the house. And they said, sorry, I have to laugh. You didn't want one house because you wouldn't have to see your sister wives leave on a date, but you can post a picture of your ready to go on said date and mention sexy. I was a fan of the one house. And they said, so true. Responded by, I just asked her the same question. I found it odd and disrespectful of her to do that, given that was the exact reason she and Robin didn't want the big house. Now she's rubbing it on IG and using sexy also. So the questions continued, and they said, I like Janelle and Mary. They are my faves. I agree. I just said the same things. And then they said, yeah, I agree. Kody said in a recent episode that her views have changed in the last 10 years. I have a feeling she is getting over sharing a man. So if you remember, she was very much into being with the whole family. When we met Christine 10 years ago, she was all about saying that she loved being a sister wife. She really didn't marry Kody. She married a family. She wanted the community. She was, when we first met her 10 years ago, sort of the house mom, taking care of their education, homeschooling them, taking care of the child rearing for like the younger kids, while Mary and Janelle had jobs outside of the home. Well, since then, we've had this evolution of her, because when we met them, they were all living in one house. And then Christine went on to have her own home and her own sort of dynamics with her family. During that time, she says that she became a more confident mother. She became a more self-assured woman and wife. And she didn't want to have to go back to that experience of sharing one home. So is it hypocritical for her to post this on Instagram, given sort of that stink that she put up on the show about not wanting to build the single home? Now, other people have suggested that the one home idea was also just a storyline, because if you look at the county plats for the properties, it's split into 4 separate plats. And if he was going to actually build, he would have to get something subdivided into a single plat in order to make that giant home. So many people speculated that due to the way that the county and the city had put together this area, it would have been impossible for him to build that home. So my thought is it hypocritical for her to point out that she is going on a date with him and that they are going to go spend some time together? Or is this just a simple, like, I'm going to try to sell some clothes? That was my thought initially, was maybe she's going on a date, or maybe she's putting this out for LLR, because she does utilize this to promote her clothing line. She has used other photos on her Instagram to show off new merchandise. She put out a dress. She's worn the different leggings, the activewear. Janelle has posted activewear stuff in her group and on her Instagram. So could it just be that it was like a marketing ploy to say, like, hey ladies, go get sexy for your man. You can always look cute no matter where you go. Or is she just trying to be one-upping her sister wives? She has not ever been one to shy away from her relationship with Kody. So in a way, fans do have a right to criticize her, because her biggest complaint was, I don't want to see his relationship with other people. Yet she consistently posts photos of her and him together on her Instagram. And well, it's her husband, so why shouldn't she, right? Which has always been the dividing question with these fans that watch the show, is how can you be so jealous of all of your sister wives, yet so willing to flaunt your relationship, as well as be so willing to mark your territory? That's what some people say in the comments, like she is trying to put a mark on him, like, I own him. Now, equally, Janelle posts pictures with Kody. Mary has not posted a photo with Kody since January of 2019, and Robin's Instagram is not active, so we have nothing to compare with Robin. Kody's Instagram he doesn't post photos. So it's really just Janelle, Mary, and Christine that post information, and then if you dribble it down there, it's really just Christine and Janelle. So Robin had a main issue with the one house idea because of the dates as well. And Robin's not posting anything of her and Kody together on her Instagram. So she is kind of sticking to that sentiment of, I don't want to see it, I don't want to talk about it. Christine, on the other hand, is, I don't want to see it, but I want to talk about it. Now, do you see that? Or do you just think it's like the fans are making something out of nothing? We can only draw off of what we see on TV and then compare that to how they act on social media. We know a lot of the stuff that we see on TV is also fake. We know. We know this family will hyperinflate any storyline for drama to sell the show. There's been multiple times on this series where people have questioned the authenticity of whether or not storylines are a specific way. And most recently, one that's come under fire is that this Mary and Kody Brown situation, are they really having issues? Because he was seen walking into Mary's Facebook Live video where she was selling stuff on LuLaRoe. And then there was Christine's daughter, Isabel, basically saying that Kody spends the night at Mary's house. All right, you guys. So I want to hear what your thoughts are. Are you with the team that says, okay, it's not a big deal, or it's hypocritical of you to whine and complain about that and then flaunt your things? Or do you think this is just her trying to sell her clothing, where she's just telling people, be cute, be happy? Or is it just because she's married, she should be able to do this? What's your take on this? Tell me in the comments below. Bye, guys.